What is good, everybody? Today we are back with another Elden Ring video, and today we'll be talking about covenants and multiplayer. Elden Ring definitely downgraded the multiplayer from Dark Souls 3, 2, and 1. The previous games had a 6-player multiplayer count, and I had hoped that Shadow of the Erdtree would come with the multiplayer update. Let's talk about the covenants. They gave you more of a sense of purpose in the game. You could pick between different factions, and swearing your loyalty to said NPC will win you certain rewards if you completed certain multiplayer objectives, such as helping or killing other players. Being part of a covenant grants various benefits, though it also imposes certain rules on the player. Breaking said rules can lead to negative effects. Covenants may also have an effect on the player's online interactions. There are 9 covenants in all in Dark Souls 1. Some covenants have 4 ranks, from 0 to +3. Ranking up in your covenant can bring additional rewards. Players may only join one covenant, and it is also possible to get kicked out of some covenants. The 9 covenants of Dark Souls 1 are the Way of White, the Princess's Guard, the Blade of the Dark Moon, the Warrior of Sunlight, aka my favorite, the Sun Bros, the Forest Hunters, Chaos Servant, the Grave Lord Servant, Path of the Dragon, and the Dark Wraiths. You could tell that Elden Ring had covenants in mind, but they scrapped it. In my opinion, some examples would be Kenneth Height, Ronnie the Witch, Volcano Manor, Mogwin Dynasty, maybe even the Carrion Royal Family, Those Who Live in Death, the Golden Order. Even the Round Table Hold could have been a covenant. Maybe, maybe not. You get the point though. It just feels like covenants should have been in the game, especially the Kenneth Height questline. It just feels so incomplete, and it felt like it was gonna lead up to something that it didn't. Dark Souls 3 had one of the best covenant ideas when they gave us the Mound Makers. They weren't your typical red phantom. They weren't even red, actually. They were purple, and they could either be a blessing in disguise or they could be your worst nightmare. Which is why they were my favorite faction in Dark Souls 3. Because with that covenant, you could basically make the player guess whether you were going to be good or bad. It was a trust thing, and I only was a bad guy when they attacked me, put it like that. But usually as a Mound Maker, I was there to help. But back to that sense of purpose I was talking about from the covenants. With the Warriors of Sunlight, you can grind out that Great Lightning Spear. And with the Dark Wraiths, you can grind out that Dark Hand. And for the Path of the Dragon, of course you can grind out that Dragon form. Who doesn't want a Dragon form? It gives you a reason to grind for the form. It gives you that added reason to play the game, to actually play the game. There are ways to get the Covenant rewards offline, but we're talking about online and how to make the online better right now. And these are reasons why the Covenants made the online community what it was and gave breath to the community. In the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, they did bring back the dragon form. However, it just wasn't from a covenant. You didn't get it from a covenant, you got it from Dragon Communion. Another thing that I thought would have been a good idea to bring back was the player taking on the role of a boss battle. We had this feature in Demon Souls and Dark Souls 3 Final DLC. I know it's very unlikely that they'll add covenants to the game, but I still hope we can get an update for 6 players in the multiplayer. I also think that no solo invasions made Elden Ring twice as sweaty, because now all the invaders know that they have to fight multiple people at once. But that's another story for another day. Thanks for watching.
I don't care.